Hey there and welcome to the Daily Manchester United News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. Peter Schmeichel urges Eric Tanak to rethink Antony's position in the team. Manchester United legend Peter Schmeichel has urged Eric Tanak to reconsider Antony's position in the team after the winger had yet another performance to forget during his side's 2-1 loss at the hands of Nottingham Forest. United fell to the defeat at the City ground courtesy of goals from Nicolas, Dominguez and Morgan Gibbs-White. The Red Devils' only goal was scored by Marcus Rashford, but as it turned out, it didn't count for much. Antony was undoubtedly one of United's poorer performers versus Nuno Espirito Santo's man. He was thrust into the team due to Rasmus Højlund being ruled out of the clash with illness. However, the Brazilian didn't justify his selection. He struggled to beat his man, was poor in his dribbling, was slow in executing actions on the pitch, and almost every United attack that went down the right flank broke down with him. It came as a massive relief when he was taken off in the 53rd minute and Amad Diallo was brought on in his place. The Ivorian forward contributed much more than Antony during the limited time he was on the pitch. Antony's woeful display was not lost on Schmeichel, who told SuperSport via the Mail the following: I really think Ten Hag should rethink Antony's position. He doesn't give much to the team, he frustrates his teammates, it's really frustrating. He's had an opportunity for a long time. This is a player that hasn't scored this season, he's not made an assist, and he's not scored. The 1999 treble winner added, it's like he is not really understanding the game. Antony has registered just one Premier League goal in the last entire calendar year from the 69 shots he has attempted. It's simply not good enough, and he is certainly one of the players United should be looking to move on as fast as possible. Eric Tanak praises Amad Diallo's second-half impact against Nottingham Forest. Despite the Dutchman acknowledging Alejandro Garnacho's performance on the right wing as being game-changing against Aston Villa, Ten Hag once again proceeded to pick Antony on the right. The Brazilian has been woeful in 2023 and has not scored or assisted this season, and the same pattern repeated itself at the Forest ground, with the former Ajax star hardly doing anything of note. Whenever he got the ball, he slowed down the team's attacking tempo, and he never tried to beat his man and instead opted to cut inside and run into traffic. Eventually, he was replaced by Amad Diallo in the 55th minute, who made his long-awaited comeback after any injury. And despite this being his first appearance for the club in some time, he displayed far more attacking threat than the 23-year-old. He made one key pass and had one good low shot saved by the Forest keeper, and the cameo showed why Ten Hag must refrain from using Antony in the FA Cup tie against Wigan and use the Ivorian instead. At the end of the game, the manager praised Amad's contribution after coming on while admitting that his side let him down in the first half. He said, in the second half, the attackers were in the match. I thought Amad Diallo came in really good. Alejandro Garnacho played a very good game, I think. He did not name the Brazil international directly, but fans and pundits did not stop criticizing Antony for yet another disastrous outing. It's clear that the one-dimensional winger is not performing at close to acceptable levels, and Amad has proved that he deserves more chances. The Ivory Coast international has been linked with a loan exit, but the manager should try and keep him at the club, considering the lack of options on the right. Eric Tanak has revealed the real reason why Manchester United midfielder Kobbie Mainoo was substituted against Nottingham Forest. Manchester United midfielder Kobbie Mainoo was taken off right at the turn of the second half during the game against Nottingham Forest. The 18-year-old was putting on a decent performance for the team before Eric Tanak pulled him out. During the 45 minutes that he played, Mayo maintained a passing accuracy of 82%. Moreover, The English midfielder recorded 1 block, 4 clearances, and 1 recovery for the team. Right when it looked like Mayo was getting into the flow of the game, he was substituted for Scott McTominay, a move that has left a lot of fans wondering just why the Dutchman decided to take Kobe out of the game. Ten Hag said, I thought the energy was a little bit lower than the other 2 games this week, therefore, we brought some new energy in, I don't regret. The Dutchman then went on to explain that he was happy with the change. Scott McTominay and the energy that he brought to the field were both welcome additions to the team. Manchester United want to renegotiate fresh terms with Rafael Varan. They believe he is not worth current wages. Manchester United want to renegotiate fresh terms with Rafael Varan. They believe he is not worth current wages. Manchester United are interested in extending the deal of French centre-back Rafael Varan and plan to open talks over a new deal this month, according to the Daily Mail. However, the Red Devils regard his current £340,000 a week wages as hard to justify given the injury problems that have restricted him to just 7 Premier League starts this season. As a result, Man United want to renegotiate fresh terms, which would see him take a pay cut. Varan's current contract at the Old Trafford club expires at the end of the 23-24 campaign. However, it contains a clause which gives them the option to automatically extend it by another 12 months. They have declined to take it up by the January 1 deadline, and the former France international is now free to hold talks with foreign clubs over a summer transfer. Varan can leave for free at the end of the season if both parties are unable to reach an agreement over a new deal. David De Gea was in a similar situation before he left the club as a free agent last summer. The Spanish goalkeeper also had an option of an additional 12 months in his contract, but Man United refused to trigger the extension clause as they wanted to reduce his £375,000 a week wages. He was offered a new contract on reduced wages, but refused to accept it and left the club. It remains to be seen whether Varan will accept their proposal, but the club are also seeking to reduce the wages of other high earners in a bid to free up resources for new signings next summer. Man United are battling to comply with the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules, and they are desperate to reduce their wage bills to avoid breaking financial fair play rules. Atletico Madrid make approach for Mason Greenwood. Atletico Madrid have made an initial approach to Manchester United over signing Mason Greenwood. The 22-year-old is currently on loan at La Liga side Getafe, having joined the Madrid-based side at the very end of the summer transfer window. Despite not having played professional football in over 18 months, Greenwood has scored 4 goals and provided 3 assists in 13 appearances for his newly adopted side. Furthermore, there is a consensus amongst the Getafe coaching staff that the forward is yet to reach peak fitness. They predict he will do so over the winter break and anticipate even better levels of return in the second half of the season. Indeed, executives at the La Liga side are thought to have been so impressed with Greenwood's performances on both the pitch and the training ground that they have already offered United a club record bid £40 million to make the loan deal a permanent one. This offer was reportedly rejected, however. Fabrizio Romano contends United will not make a decision on Greenwood in January. The club expects him to stay at Getafe until June, when the loan deal expires, granting the new ownership structure time to discuss the various options available for a permanent transfer. There is burgeoning interest in Greenwood right across La Liga, with Old Trafford officials expecting multiple Spanish clubs to table bids next summer. Akram Connor of ESPN reveals Atletico Madrid are one such contender, having already made an initial approach to United over a potential move for the 22-year-old. Similarly, Real Madrid and Barcelona are thought to be interested in a potential move for the forward, while Real Sociedad and Valencia have also been strongly linked. Given Greenwood's status as an academy player, he represents a financial fair play gold mine to United, as his outbound transfer fee is not offset by any inbound one. As such, a bidding war emerging amongst the top clubs in La Liga will prove crucial to a club currently struggling with FFP. Sir David Brailsford begins the Ineos revolution at Manchester United. Sir David Brailsford has arrived at Carrington for his first official day at Manchester United following the confirmation of Ineos' minority stake ownership bid. Brailsford will form part of the new executive board at United when Sir Jim Ratcliffe's 25% stake is approved by the Premier League. This approval process is expected to take between 6 to 8 weeks. Documentation for the deal indicates United must consult Ineos over any football operation matters during this interim period. The Athletic has revealed Brailsford's work at the club has already begun, however. The former British cycling performance director was pictured in attendance at the City Ground on Saturday, watching on as Eric Tanak's side limped towards another abysmal defeat at the hands of Nottingham Forest. His sitting placement, alongside Sir Alex Ferguson and above football director John Murtough, offered a symbolic representation of the changing landscape occurring at the highest level at United. The Athletic report Brailsford's first day will be a light touch opening designed to ease in the new Ineos era. He will spend the day meeting staff, sorting access passes, and touring United training ground accompanied by football director John Murtough and interim chief executive Patrick Stewart. Sources close to the club indicate the Ineos' initial mentality will be listen, look, learn. Brailsford will be casting a wide eye over the structures and the processes at Old Trafford, however, as the new executive seeks to evaluate areas for improvement, which will be reported back to Ratcliffe. Listen, look, learn will undoubtedly become assess, alter, act by the summer. Brailsford is expected to talk to Ten Hag and the coaching staff and recruitment team, but formal meetings will come at a later date. No immediate change in the Dutch manager's status is expected. This may not hold true if Brailsford is forced to endure another 90 minutes like the dismal viewing he did on Saturday evening, however. Manchester United planning opening bid for Jean-Claire Todibo. Manchester United are set to make an opening bid for French defender Jean-Claire Todibo, but are set to face stiff competition from two Premier League rivals for his services. Akram Connor reveals United are planning on making an opening bid for Todibo in the January transfer window, with Eric Tanak's side desperate for defensive reinforcement. Ten Hag is thought to retain doubts over his options at right centre-back. Varan's inability to remain fit makes it extremely difficult to rely on him, given how important consistency is in defense. The Frenchman is also not particularly proficient when it comes to playing out from the back. He possesses underrated technique, but it's definitely not an area of strength for him. Similarly, despite Maguire's redemption this season, doubts continue to linger over the England international. His lack of pace is an issue when trying to implement a high line, and his propensity for mistakes when under pressure remains. Both players will also turn 31 in the spring, and the next two windows may represent the last chance to salvage a reasonable transfer fee for either man. As such, a younger replacement whose technical and physical qualities lend themselves to Ten Hag's system better would make sense in January. Todibo is thought to be the first choice option for this role, though United continue to be linked with Gonzalo Inacio and Antonio Silva as well. The French centre-back is strong on and off the ball, incorporating excellent technique with strong physical attributes. He is capable of covering large spaces and a comfortable one-on-one defender. Connor believes Todibo is high on Tottenham's Hotspur and Chelsea's wish list this winter as well. The transfer guru reveals both London clubs are making similar plans to United to approach Nice over their defensive jewel in the January window. Chelsea, Man United, and Newcastle to compete for 30-year-old World Cup winner. Roma striker Paulo Dybala has been linked with a move away from the Italian club, and a number of Premier League clubs are keen on securing his signature. According to a report from Vigaches, Manchester United, Chelsea, and Newcastle United are keen on the player. It's no secret that Manchester United need to bring in attacking depth to the side. Rasmus Højlund and Marcus Rashford have not been at their best this season, and Eric Tanak needs more help in the attack. The Argentine international is a proven performer at the top level, and he could be a quality acquisition for the Red Devils. Dybala has 4 goals and 6 assists to his name across all competitions, and he is versatile enough to operate as a center forward as well as a winger. Apart from his goal-scoring ability, he is an elite creator who could make a huge difference in the final third for Manchester United. Similarly, Chelsea have struggled to score goals this season, and they could certainly use someone like Dybala. The report from Vigaches claims that Dybala has a £13 million release clause in his contract, and all 3 Premier League clubs should be able to afford him. It will be interesting to see where he ends up eventually. £13 million could prove to be a major bargain for a player of his ability. As we wrap up today's Manchester United news, remember to stay tuned for daily updates right here on the channel. Don't miss out on the latest updates, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you found this information valuable. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.